Lately, we have been testing a lot of Android tablets at our office, especially the budget and mid-range ones. Just a few weeks ago, we put out our review of the Galaxy Tab A8, where we also discussed the current scenario of the tablet market. In short, the Android tablet space is blooming, which has created room for a lot of new players. And one such player is Motorola. They entered the market last year with the Tab G70, which frankly was nothing extraordinary and thus flew under everyone's radar. And now they have followed it up with the Tab G70, a product surprisingly capable of making waves in its market segment. In fact, this is the best mid-range Android tablet that I have tested in a while, even better than Realme Pad, which was easily the best-in-class tablet last year. For starters, the Moto Tab G70 comes with a big 11-inch screen. Not only this, its 2K resolution is pretty great as well. Now, this is not exactly unheard of in this price range, since the Nokia T20 that costs a lot less than the G70 also has a 2K screen. But the display here is the main selling point. At 400 nits, this screen is more than bright enough for indoor usage, and contents look sharp enough even when laid out on a display of this size. It maintains decent contrast levels as well, but since it's an IPS panel instead of an AMOLED one, you are obviously not going to get deep inky blacks here. Plus, the screen is a little too warm in the default profile for my liking, so I had to adjust the color scheme from the display settings. Anyway, if you primarily intend to use this tablet for multimedia consumption, you will love the new Google Entertainment Space that comes built in here. It is basically a content aggregator that brings popular and trending shows from different platforms into a single shared space, thus making it easier to keep track of everything you're watching, have watched, and those on your wish list. Getting to the playback quality itself, the Tab G70 can even handle 4K videos on YouTube pretty well. But for some reason, YouTube thinks that this is an HDR supported screen, while Moto does not mention it anywhere. As a result, you can technically play HDR videos on this tablet, but the color depth and illuminance levels are way off from what can be considered as HDR quality. Likewise, I also faced some trouble streaming HD content on Prime Video. The thing is, Prime Video uses hardware acceleration for HD streaming, and when I turn on the hardware acceleration from the settings, it stops playing videos and throws an error message. So I had to turn it off and watch the Prime videos in SD quality instead. I think this is a software bug on Motorola's side, since the tablet does have Wide1L1 certification and can stream HD content without any issues on Netflix. Hopefully, Motorola will patch this issue with a software upgrade ASAP. Overall, if you can look past the Prime Video issue, I still think Moto Tab G70 is a great tablet for multimedia, and its speakers, well, it's really good for the price. You get a quad speaker setup here with 2 units each on the opposite sides. They sound loud, and I do not notice any audio crackling even at the highest volume. Also, its instrument separation is some of the best I have come across in mid-range tablets. Surprisingly, bass is missing in the default equalizer settings, but you can always tweak it to your liking via the Dolby Atmos app that comes pre-installed. Inside the app, you can choose from different pre-built sound profiles or make a custom one. There are even some AI-enabled functions like reverb reducer and dialogue enhancer. Let's now talk about the design and hands-on feel of this tablet. Here it weighs a little under half a kg, which does seem like a lot when you think about it, but let me tell you that it does not quite reflect in terms of comfort under daily usage. A part of it is because of how uniform the weight distribution is over such a large surface. Motorola has very cleverly gone with plastic for almost 1/3 of the back panel here. On one hand, it helps keep the tablet lighter, while it also makes for a great grip to hold the device. It also incorporates IP52 dust and water repellent design, which is just the icing on the cake. So yeah, Motorola has put so much thought into the design and display of this tablet, and you might think that they have cut some corners in the performance department, right? Well, not really. The company has still managed to fit in a decently powerful Helio G90T chipset inside, and there is literally no other tablet with a better chipset in this price range. The Nokia T20 and the Realme Pad come close with the Unisoc T610 and Helio G80 respectively, but they're still not quite as powerful as the G90T. While I mostly use this tablet for content consumption with binging tons of movies and videos on Netflix and YouTube, I also enjoyed quick gaming sessions every now and then, especially PUBG Mobile and Mobile Legends Bang Bang. Here you can bump graphics to HD and frame rates to high on PUBG Mobile, although I found balanced graphics and ultra frame rates to be the best settings. Under this, the gameplay was quite smooth for the most part. Additionally, I did not expect the gyro sensor to work as well as it did either. As expected, relatively lightweight games like Mobile Legends played just fine at the highest settings. It does get a little warm as you near the half an hour mark, especially on the top plastic portion, thereby resulting in some light stutters and frame drops. But that's to be expected from a mid-range tablet, I guess. Furthermore, extensive gaming takes quite a toll on the battery as well. On normal usage though, I got at least 7 hours of screen on time from its 7700 mAh battery, which is not that great for a tablet, but it's still good enough. And Motorola ships the Tab G70 with a 20-watt charger, which is quite faster than what the competition is offering. But because it has to fuel a big battery, it still takes close to 3 hours for a full charge. Moving on, the one thing that has bugged me is just how little time Motorola has spent on optimizing the software, given how great the Tab G70's hardware is. First off, it boots on Android 11 out of the box, and I am quite disappointed that it's plain vanilla Android with no Moto magic of any sort. And pure Android experience on a tablet can get confusing, like how you need to swipe a little further than you would normally on a smartphone to trigger the recent tabs. There is no sidebar or quick settings to help you with navigation either. Also, most apps that I use on a daily basis are not quite optimized for this big screen. The tablet just blows out the mobile version of the app to fit into a larger screen real estate, which is quite evident when you're switching between apps. You can even notice lags when navigating through the UI. It's not as bad as other budget tablets, but they're still noticeable. The other not so great thing about the Tab G70 or any other mid-range Android tablet for that matter is the cameras. It brings an 8-megapixel camera on the front and a 13-megapixel shooter at the back, and neither of them is anything to write home about. They'll get you through your casual video calls and online classes, but that's about it. Don't expect it to take great images or anything. Photos from the Moto Tab G70 are too contrast heavy and with very little detail. Interestingly enough, you can take portraits from both the cameras. The rear camera even has a flashlight, which is something we don't see that often in mid-range tablets. As a result, you'll be able to scan documents and notes even when it's dark. Oh, I almost forgot, you can even buy a third-party stylus and use it to take notes here, or attach a keyboard folio via the pogo bits and use it as a mini laptop. Though Motorola has not specified any compatible accessories, your best bet will be to go with the ones made for Lenovo tablets, since the Tab G70 is a rebranded Lenovo P11 Plus after all. Also, thanks to its LTE support, you can insert a SIM card and enjoy mobile data wherever you go. However, you don't get a 3.5mm headphone jack here, but the storage is expandable via an external microSD card. So this brings us to the end of this video, and you might have already figured out that I am quite impressed with the Tab G70. It does have some flaws, but the overall package that you're getting for some 22,000 rupees in India or $230 for the Lenovo P11 Plus in the US is quite good. It brings a great 2K display, good sounding stereo speakers, decent performance, and all important LTE connectivity. In addition, there is also the option to buy third-party accessories to boost your productivity. Despite all this, I strongly believe that Motorola needs to work on the software side of things, and I'm hoping the overall software experience gets better with the Android 12L update. So guys, that was all for our in-depth review of the Motorola Tab G70. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and while you're there, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Till then, I'm Pratima, and I'll see you in the next one.